Growing Big with Steve Bartilla.
We focused a lot on Growing Big on getting deer to travel where we want them to. The reasons are obvious. I mean, it goes ahead and creates safe wind areas for our stands when the deer are not traveling there, and it leads them past these low impact stands. Now, there's huge benefits to getting deer to travel where we want to. Will they always do that? No, they won't. But the more we can get them to do that, the better off we are. And that is why we've spent so much time on it. And that is why we're going to spend this show on it as well. Now, for the most part, what we've been talking about all this time is hinge cutting. The act of cutting anywhere from half to 3/4 the way through the tree and getting the tree to fall down, maintaining that connection to the root systems. In doing that, what we're accomplishing is we're dropping all that browse down to the deer's mouth level so they can eat it. We're increasing cover. We're making the deer have to work harder to see what's on the other side, waste more time on our ground, and creating that effective screen, as well as the openings being the locations where deer come, enter, and exit. Very, very sound. There's more to life than just hinge cutting, though. That's where a bush hog can come into play. Bush hogs, they're great for cutting clover, but they're not just for cutting clover. You know, you create that trail of least resistance as long as it goes from an area where the deer are to where they want to go. It's easy, it's a direct path, they're going to follow it 9 times out of 10. Okay, so we can go ahead and we can cut trails through CRP, through native warm season grasses, through any type of thick grown up area. You cut that trail connecting 2 places where deer want to be, and they are going to use it a heck of a lot more than they would otherwise. Okay, another great trick for using our bush hog is to create even lower impact act. If we have to walk through a bunch of overgrown grasses, weeds, brush, it's brushing up against us. Everything that we touch deposits our odors behind for the deer to find. As much as we obsess about having safe wind directions when hunting, which is very important, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that we educate far more deer after we leave the woods than we ever did while we were in it, simply from the odors that we leave behind. They can last anywhere from 24 to 48 hours after we touch something. Okay. So, by going ahead and mowing those trails to get us into those stands, now we just made it so we don't have all these things brushing up against us.
Growing Big is brought to you by Wildlife Research Center, the gold standard. Reconics, see what you've been missing. Antler King, bigger bucks, healthier deer. The Heater Bodysuit, you stay warm or your money back. Furminator, the best food plot implement on earth. Bush Hog, performance you can count on. Redneck Blinds, the best hunting blinds on the planet. Chestnut Hill Nursery and Orchards. And foodplotsfordeer.com, planning your habitat improvements and improving your hunting.
Hinge cutting is a great way to focus deer to travel through the areas we want them to and discourage them from going where we don't. Bush hogs will do the same thing for us. By cutting trails through anything thick, whether it's CRP, warm season native grasses, overgrown areas such as behind me here, you create that path of least resistance, and the deer are going to follow it 9 times out of 10 as long as it's leading to where they want to go anyway. And another great use for our bush hog is to make it so that we don't leave odor, brushing up against things when we go to and from our stands.
Growing Big with Steve Bartilla.